Iceland 2019, we will kill you. Iceland 2020, we will hug you. Wow, quite a transformation. I'm here to talk about Iceland's entry for Eurovision 2020, the song Think About Things by Daði. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. Icelandic is really hard to pronounce. And it's the guy, but he's also a band. So not entirely convinced what the band name is really, but if it's just him, his name, and then all of his ensemble on stage, there's like 8 people on stage, you know, like there's this real ensemble with this group. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I had such a smile on my face watching the music video, which is what I saw first. And then I saw the performance at Keppnin, the performance for the final at in Iceland on stage. And both performances, oh my goodness. I mean, I am so sold on this song. What else do I have to say? Quirky is the key, I think, in 2020 at Eurovision right now. The special something that is going to give you the best edge competitively this year is being quirky, but still relatable. You know, if you're going to just be quirky to a point where it puts people off, where there's not really any sort of artistry or any sort of thread that's connecting it to something that people will really enjoy. Like, for instance, a lot of these quirkier dance songs still have a really sort of nostalgic, really great production. This song in particular is so 80s. It's funny, David Byrne was just on SNL, and the Talking Heads comes to mind when you look at this song, particularly their song Toe Jam, because they have this similar sort of, everyone's got an instrument on stage, but you know, they're not really like tied down by like chords, and they're just sort of dancing and then they're together, but it's like very kind of eclectic in their moves. And everything about this performance is such a nostalgic kind of trip back to 70s and 80s pop. And I think that that's brilliant. It's so unique and refreshing to hear a song that is not produced by, you know, a Max Martin wannabe. It's really nice to hear that sort of style of production, which is a little bit more understated, but still groovy. And, you know, one of the things that really concerned me when I saw the music video, because of the Daði's lead vocal being kind of understated and mellow, I was worried it was going to get drowned out on stage with, you know, all of the, you know, the backing track, if there was any, or any of the, you know, acoustic sounds on stage. I was worried that he wasn't really going to capture the power that the song needed with his voice, even though it's, like I said, it's not a song where the voice is meant to be as powerful. But seeing the performance live, my fears were completely resolved, because he really owns and centers the voice. And he also gets some like raspier, kind of grittier vocals sometimes in there. And it really shows his personality, and it gives that extra flair that the song needs to not feel kind of monotone at parts. Don't get me wrong, the sort of monotone delivery is like very much a part of the shtick of this song. And that's because there's this deadpan element to it. The music video shows them performing sort of like a talent show kind of thing for family members. And the family members are all like, what the fuck are we watching? And it is so hilarious. And, you know, I mean, this song just, there's this oozing sort of like charismatic energy about like people who just don't give a fuck and are like willing to just be them apologetically themselves and weird. And weird can be so unexpected, but so wonderful, you know? And so that just kind of is celebrated by the way the music video was shot. The dance moves are so eclectic, and I don't know, they're so awkward, but they're brilliant. And I love how in the live performance he has multiple microphones so that he can shimmy on over to the other one and then shimmy on back. He's like this really tall, awkward, like Nordic guy, and he looks like he would be such a rocker, like a heavy metal, you know, one of those like heavy metal Norwegian bands or something, Icelandic rock metal bands. But he's so sort of mellow in his performance, and he's doing 80s synth pop. I just think it's really off-putting at points, but it's so funny because of it. I also love the apparel, the sort of emoji faces, which remind me a lot of the Wii console for Nintendo, where you had the the Mii's were they called on the Wii, and they were like these faces, and they would sort of like it's like a very stylized, and I think that having them on stage like projected behind them just it adds that element of slapstick and almost in a way that is it's cute, awkward, random. Like everything is kind of random with this song. Lyrically, you know, it's one of those songs that I mean, if you just were to read the lyrics and you didn't know anything about the song, you would probably think the song sounded completely different. Though I know I love you, I find it hard to see how you feel about me because I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met, I will never forget. Because even though I didn't know you yet, we were bound together then and forever, and I could never let you go. Sounds like a Celine Dion power ballad to me. But its delivery is anything but. And I just think that that's adds such a extra texture to the song, an extra dimensionality. The lyrics are saying something, you know? I mean, the lyrics are about like this relationship that the guy is professing, you know, like, I am super, super into you, but I don't know how you feel. And also a bit of an element of when you really love someone, you really don't care what it is that's coming out of their mouth. You just love listening to them talk. That's something that is really like a real sign of true love when it's sort of like you just want to know what they think about everything. Like, what is your opinion on this? What is your perspective on all of this? And that's a true sign of adoration because it really shows that like you're in love with their mind and the way they see things, not just their body, even though of course that's important part of a relationship too. But you know, it's that extra important level that this song is trying to talk about. And so marrying that sentiment, which is quite romantic, with this awkward deadpan delivery is a bold move. I would argue it's a bold move, but it's ultimately one that I think pays off because the song is understated in its quirkiness. And I think it's a real earworm. It's going to please audiences. But you know, there's a seriousness to it. It's not all fun and games. I mean, even though it's not the heaviest subject matter the song is singing about, it's not like the lightest and like silliest. And so I'm glad the lyrics don't come across like super on the nose and super awkward in the fact that the song kind of feels awkward and the performances feel awkward. It sort of deflects from that a little bit. And I think it makes the song stand on its own 2 feet a little bit more competitively. In my opinion, I do think that this song is going to be very relatable, but also at the same time just so memorable to most audiences. I showed it to my parents, and they thought they were like, "This has to win," and I agree. This song, instant qualifier, and honestly, I definitely see this song in the top two. Even though there's still some songs yet to come out, like I'm really, really, really putting my money behind this song. This one and Lithuania are the ones who I think have the total package going forward. They have the stage presence, the choreography, the memorability, the catchiness, the offbeat quirkiness, the artistry, the lyrics, the meaning. They've got it all. The look. I'm really rooting for those countries to do well. And it's something that a lot of other countries are still not really getting the memo on. And hopefully we see that more of that going forward. Let me know your thoughts on Iceland's entry. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm not really seeing anyone say negative things about this song. Beyond things that are like obvious because it's like, oh yeah, this song is weird, but that's not really a negative in the case of this song. Calling it weird is like a positive because weird is good. So I haven't seen anyone like genuinely say they don't like it, but you know, let me know your thoughts in the comments, just my opinion. And I'll thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace, love, and light. Bye.